Good evening and welcome to Kini News. Driving out to get food and necessities, now that's essential. But test driving a fancy new car, not quite essential. But apparently that's what the Kedah Menteri Besar was doing last month, and thanks to a netizen with a keen eye, the police have issued a fine to the Menteri Besar, which was paid yesterday.
The whistleblower who exposed Kedah Menteri Besar Muhammad Sanusi Matnor for violating the COVID-19 standard operating procedures during the total lockdown is happy that the rule of law has prevailed. This came after the police announced on Saturday that they had issued a compound against Sanusi as instructed by the prosecutor's office. Sanusi was outed after Nini Siron spotted him test driving a pickup truck at a Ford dealership in Juru Auto City, Penang on the 5th of June and recorded a video. After she uploaded the video on social media, Nini had faced harassment and endured abuse from political operatives. In a Facebook post, she said that she was only doing what she thought was necessary as an ordinary citizen. She said many accused her of defamation and labelled her as a member of the Red Bean Army. She added that they had also called her a dog of certain political parties, hurled lewd and disgusting words at her, and cursed her husband and siblings. Nini said those who are responsible know who they are and questioned if they were prepared to apologize. She also congratulated the police, stating that their action inspired confidence that the people can rely on the law. Previously, Sanusi had said that he had not personally gone on the test drive as the vehicle was driven by a salesperson. The police did not disclose the quantum of the fine but said Sanusi has the option to pay the compound or fight the matter in court.
Now, the previous story has just shown us that one individual can stand up to the government and also hold them accountable for their actions. We have also been doing this, but we need your help to keep it going. Being an independent news organization is unfortunately not free. It can be costly, and we would appreciate if you could help donate to keep us going. Click on the link below in the description to find out how you can contribute. Now let's move on to Parliament. The upcoming sitting doesn't look very appetizing to some MPs because they saw it as a one-way briefing session. Among them is DAP's Lim Kit Siang, who wants the Prime Minister and Law Minister to make sure that they allow debates during the sitting later this month.
DAP veteran Lim Kit Siang said that Prime Minister Muhyiddin Yassin and de facto Law Minister Taqiyuddin Hassan will be held to their word that there would be debates when Parliament reconvenes on the 26th of July. This came after Minister in the Prime Minister's Department Taqiyuddin Hassan said that MPs can seek clarification and give their views during the special session of the Dewan Rakyat. In a statement today, Lim suggested that the format of each parliamentary sitting should be a debate on the ministerial statement after it had been made by the relevant minister. He said this was to allow MPs to seek clarification from the minister as well as to state their views on the subject of the ministerial statement. Lim also called on the speaker to inform the parliamentary opposition leader on how many opposition MPs would be allowed to speak on each day of the special meeting of parliament so that preparations could be made beforehand. He added that ministerial statements should be circulated to MPs beforehand and could be embargoed from publication to ensure smooth and efficient parliamentary debate. Apart from the ministerial statements, he said there should also be debates on the emergency proclamation and ordinances, followed by a vote. Yesterday, Taqiyuddin said that the Prime Minister had written to the Dewan Rakyat and Dewan Negara speakers requesting for the members of Parliament to be allowed to debate and ask questions. Taqiyuddin added that it was not true that the Parliament session would just be one-sided explanations or briefings. Previously, critics had pointed out that the agenda for the Dewan Rakyat sitting outlined 5 days of ministerial briefings only.
The Health Ministry reported 10,972 new COVID-19 cases, with Selangor and Negeri Sembilan recording the highest number of new cases.
Malaysia recorded 10,972 new cases of COVID-19 today. This is the 7th consecutive day with new infections above 10,000. Selangor continued to be the epicenter of the COVID-19 pandemic with 4,404 new cases. This was followed by Negeri Sembilan with 1,340 cases, Johor with 876, and Kedah with 705. Kuala Lumpur maintained under 1,000 new cases for the second consecutive day with 609 new cases. Meanwhile, over 14,300,000 vaccine doses have been administered in the country as of yesterday. Health Minister Dr. Aram Baba shared that almost 345,000 vaccine doses were administered on the 18th of July alone. Based on an infographic shared on his Twitter, 4,531,550 individuals, or 13.9% of the country's population, have completed the second dose. The rest had received the first dose of the vaccine. Prime Minister Muhyiddin Yassin had recently announced that all adults in Malaysia are expected to be fully vaccinated by October under a new immunization target set by the government to stem the recent surge in COVID-19 cases. He said the fast-track approach in the national COVID-19 immunization program includes boosting the capacity for vaccination rates to 500,000 doses a day to tackle the emergence of new variants of the virus.
Those of you who are fully vaccinated may be waiting to hear about the loosening of standard operating procedures that you will be able to enjoy soon. Soon, just not today.
Deputy Prime Minister Ismail Sabri Yaakob said that the government will only announce any relaxations of the standard operating procedures for fully vaccinated individuals after Hari Raya Adil Adha. In a press conference today, he said the technical committee is still looking into what type of flexibility can be given for them. He added that a detailed study is in progress to look at which business sectors can be given relaxed restrictions. When asked on the proposal to raise fines for factories which have been found to have violated SOPs, Ismail said the rate is subject to amendments to the emergency ordinance. He said under the emergency ordinance, the government had earlier increased the 1,000 ringgit compound under Act 342 to 50,000 ringgit. However, the emergency is set to end on the 1st of August and the 1,000 ringgit penalty will be reinstated.
The Education Ministry announced on Saturday that school will reopen gradually from the 1st of September onwards. But Amanah President Salahuddin Ayub wants to know how the government will be handling the students who are yet to be vaccinated.
Amanah Deputy President Salahuddin Ayub has called on the government to explain how they plan to deal with students who are unvaccinated against COVID-19 ahead of the reopening of schools. This was after the Education Ministry announced on Saturday that schools will reopen gradually starting September 1st, subject to risk assessments from the Health Ministry and the National Security Council, or NSC. The Education Ministry has said the decision to reopen schools was based on COVID-19 vaccination rates among teachers and support staff. In a statement, Salahuddin said that following the spread of the Delta variant recently, there have been many reports of sporadic cases. And it is not only schools that are at risk, but also the schooling environment, which includes parents, bus drivers, food suppliers at canteens, and others. He cautioned that without a clear standard operating procedure, there could be a resurgence of education-related COVID-19 clusters. He also asked the Education Ministry to disclose the percentage of students and supporting staff who have been vaccinated. Previously, there were plans to vaccinate SPM and STPM students with the Pfizer vaccine, which had been approved for use for those under 18. However, the government later decided that the vaccine would only be given to teens with chronic underlying conditions. This came after reports of increased heart inflammation risk among young males who received the Pfizer vaccine. The government had said it may consider vaccinating low-risk teens at a later date.
Good Morning Juru is the first plant-based and complete nutrition drink made in Malaysia. It is suitable for those who are lactose intolerant. Research made by local universities found that more than 90% of our Malaysian population are lactose intolerant. Lactose intolerance can cause bloated stomach and diarrhea. Good Morning Juru helps to improve the immune system, reduce the risk of illnesses, and helps to improve general well-being and strengthen our bodies. A happy family starts with a healthy family. I'm still active, healthy, and going strong at the age of 52. It has to be Good Morning Juru.
Shellfish, red meat, and beer. If you love indulging in these foods, you may end up with high uric acid level in your blood. These foods consist high level of purine, a substance that will eventually break down into uric acid and be excreted through our urine. It is recommended that the amount of dietary purines should be kept between 600 to 1000 milligrams per day. Having too much uric acid in your blood can cause attacks of gout. It can also cause kidney stones and blockage in the kidney. The crystallization of the excessive uric acid in your blood can be eased by reducing purine-rich food to only 100 to 150 milligrams daily, maintaining a healthy lifestyle, and consuming urinary alkalinizer like Ural. It consists of sodium bicarbonate, citric acid, and sodium citrate that increases the urinary pH and solubility of uric acid to prevent crystallization. Best of all, it's lemon-flavored and sugar-free. Ural, effective urinary alkalinizer. Neutralize your uric acid problem now.
Still on the topic of vaccinations, a PKR assembly person has questioned the government over their delay in inoculating food delivery riders against COVID-19.
PKR Semambu Assembly Person Lee Chien Chung has called on the Pahang State government to prioritize vaccinations for food delivery riders. In a statement today, he said he had written to the Pahang Health Department on the issue after it was brought to his attention by a local food delivery company that had expressed concern for their riders. He said even though the Perikatan Nasional government has promised that the food delivery riders will be prioritized for vaccinations from July, they are still yet to receive any information until this day. He added that riders are frontliners and every day dozens of workers from the company send 400 to 500 orders throughout Kuantan. Lee also questioned the Perikatan Nasional government over the delay in vaccinating them. On the 24th of June, National COVID-19 Immunization Program Coordinating Minister Khairi Jamaluddin said that the government will prioritize inoculating food delivery riders alongside e-hailing drivers and p-hailing riders against COVID-19 from July onwards. Transport Minister Wee Ka Siong had also announced that the government has started coordinating COVID-19 vaccinations for workers in the transport sector, which includes delivery riders.
And that's a wrap for Kini News. For more stories, go to kinitv.com. Don't forget to follow us on social media on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube and Facebook to get the latest headlines as well. If you would like to support the independent media, please do consider a subscription to malaysiakini.com. If you're heading out, don't forget your mask. And when you can, please do try to stay home. I'm Daniel Anthony. Thank you for watching and Selamat Raya Aidil Adha to all our viewers. Stay safe, Malaysia.